A Black executive perspective now presents Need to Know with the award-winning hyphenated Dr. Nsenga Burton. Dr. Burton, what do we need to know?
Good afternoon and welcome to Need to Know with Dr. Nsenga Burton. I am she. And today I'm going to talk to you about something I talked about a little bit before, but about the deportations that have been happening and the illegal deportations that have been happening and the fact that our three systems of government are failing. I guess if you haven't been paying attention, or maybe you just been trying to stay out of the chaos that is ongoing and consistent with this current president, there have been a number of deportations that his administration has allowed, agreed to, initiated, all the things of so-called criminals that they want to get out of the country without having given them any type of hearing, done any type of investigation, none of the things. Just like, okay, these Venezuelans, you got to go. This Lebanese professor, they got to go because they said something I didn't like about me. I don't care that they work at Yale, where all of the justices went. Not all of them, but many of the Supreme Court justices went. But they got to go. And even though a court judge is saying, hey, you cannot invoke this wartime law to do this, what is now illegal activity. We are not in war even. Are we at war yet? We probably will be based on his crazy actions, but not yet. So the judge is like, you got to come back. Before they're leaving, it's like, you can't leave. The plane can't leave. Then they leave anyway. Then it's like, okay, turn the planes around. They don't turn the planes around, and they just keep going and dropping them off. And even where they're dropping them off, the countries are sending them social media messages like thanks, which means they're probably going to have some negative consequences when they get to wherever they're going. I'm not here to judge what they've done or not done. I haven't seen any evidence or read any evidence that they're criminals. I mean, they're just saying that that's what they are. What happens in that way, but how it happened is a problem. And that's what we have to talk about. So many people I think are focused on, oh, these are gang people. And I'm like, but are they really? That's what they're saying, but where's the evidence? We don't have any evidence of that. Now they're giving us this wartime, law. They pulled that up and printed that. Like, we have the right to do this, just like the guns, with the Second Amendment. And it's like, yeah, we have a National Guard. We've got veterans. We've got 4 branches of protection. We don't really need that anymore. We don't need militias anymore. But hey, if people want to keep, stocking up your militias for when we go to war again, I guess you can, because it's your right. But this 1800s, I can't remember the year. I think it's 1867, where they had this wartime law that allows him to deport people is crazy. And the fact that that was invoked in order to do something illegal, and then to not only do it willfully, but then to ignore the courts is crazy, especially since he appointed so many people to the courts. So, his test of loyalty is if you will let me break the law, because he is a convicted felon. I want to remind people of that. People are like, can you believe? Yeah, you gave the criminal the keys to the United States. Yes, you did. A convicted felon. You gave them the keys to the United States. But then you're trying to act like you're surprised that he's breaking the law or he's not listening to judges. Right? When there hasn't been any consequence, none, to any of the things that he was found guilty of, and he hasn't paid a nickel on it. All the restitution that he has to pay as well. But you are feigning surprise. So again, I want to say, when people show you who they are, because I said this is the last segment, believe them. But what I want to also say is, please stop. Can we come into the current and the present situation currently right now? People keep talking about the past. People keep talking about the future. Can we talk about right now? We have a president who is out of his mind. When he made that, when he went to that press conference with his attorney general, and he turned around, and I don't know if you caught it, but he turned around and looked up and waved at a picture of himself. There is something wrong with that dude, right? So we already know that there's something wrong with him. Now, Joe Biden was too old for you all. right? You pulled him out of retirement, messed up his probably the best years that he could have had because he had to come save us after 45 had destroyed the country, right? And I know some of y'all don't think he saved us, but you had jobs when he was in office. Now you don't. So I'm just going to say, you had a retirement that you could count on when he was in office. Now you don't. You don't even know if your Social Security is going to be here tomorrow. But anyway, I digress. Veterans had rights and they had benefits because there was a veteran who was the president. That's all I'm going to say. But the point is that we have someone who is off the rails. And there is such a thing as the 25th Amendment that can be invoked when you have someone who is off the rails in office and who is not able to be reined in. I think that's a better word. Reined in. He's not able to be reined in, even with the three executive branches of government. The other two, as the executive branches, the three branches of government, the other two branches of government, is what I meant. And so when you have someone who's off the rails, who's doing things that are illegal as president of the United States, and I have a healthy I have a healthy mistrust of government. Let me just say that. So I'm not saying that the United States government hasn't ever done anything illegal. I'm not saying that. What I am saying in this particular case, it is the president and he is doing things that are illegal. And the courts are like, I think trying to help him, like, listen, you can't do that. Just come on back. But he is so defiant and fixated on what he wants to do and what his followers want to do. Because they're not voters, they're followers. It's a cult. I believe that. Yeah, I believe it's a cult. It's cult-like behavior. Because even if you did vote for him, if you see what he's doing now, and you are an American, and you believe in the country, you believe in patriotism, you believe in due process, you believe in innocent until proven guilty, you believe in those beliefs, values, laws that we have in place, then there's no way that you can go along with what he's doing. So to wrap this up, I'll just say what you need to know is that 47 is off the rails. He is not able to be handled or reined in by anyone. He is surrounded by yes people. Thus and so, he is now not even listening to the courts and doing whatever he wants. So if he's doing that in this instance, believe you and me, he's going to be doing it in other instances. They're going to have far, far more reaching and far more horrible consequences. So what you need to know is that there's a 25th Amendment and you need to be contacting your Congress people. And I've said it before, it's not that he's a Republican, it's the type of person he is. We can't all be in the same party. We can't have, we're not a socialist country. We don't have like 15 different parties, political parties. We got a two-party system right now that could change, and it probably will change following these last couple of few presidencies. But right now we got a two-party system, and we also do have a constitution, and we do have a 25th Amendment, and that can be invoked to remove a president who is out of line and out of control. So I encourage you to contact your Congress people and ask them, demand that they do something about this ridiculously abusive power and heinous behavior that we're seeing from 47. That's it. I wish you a great day. Please tune in next week for Need to Know with Dr. Nsenga Burton, and definitely tune into the award-winning A Black Executive Perspective podcast hosted by Tony and Chris, which is great listening. Have a wonderful day and stay focused and stand up for yourselves. Call your Congress people. All right, bye.
A Black Executive Perspective.